Welcome back everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead, and we have an update video to talk about some really interesting news and updates that we learned from The Walking Dead Christmas special that aired Sunday. We learned about the future of the show, or the future of the franchise I should say, and some projects that they're working on, so that's very exciting to talk about. Before I do get into it though, I also want to say I hope you guys are all having a good and safe holiday season. Obviously this year is a lot different, so I do hope everyone is staying safe. But yeah, I am, since the year is coming to an end and all three Walking Dead shows are on break, I'm also thinking about doing a Q&A. I have a post on the community section of my channel. If you want to go ahead and leave a question there, I'll definitely be answering them in a video coming out soon. But with all that being said, let's get into it. So to begin with, I think this relates to the Tales of the Walking Dead. If you don't know what that is, it's a new show that they are making. It's called Tales of the Walking Dead, where we focus on characters who we have seen before in the Walking Dead universe. I think this show is really gonna happen because they keep talking about it. So I don't know how far along they are in it, if it's still in development or they're actually, actively working on it. Because who knows, we might be seeing this show pretty soon. Like, I remember when they announced The World Beyond, like they announced it and then it just like kept going on, and we got it pretty quickly after they announced it. So I don't know exactly when we're gonna get this show, but they keep talking about it and it sounds pretty cool. But yeah, basically we're going to be seeing some old characters on The Walking Dead. And I think this first thing that Scott Gimple said relates to this show. Let me go ahead and read exactly what he said. He said, "We're working on something with one of the great Walking Dead villains of all time, and it's coming together." So yeah, there's not that many villains we have on The Walking Dead, right? So we can sort of kind of guess which ones are they. So we just had the Whispers, Alpha and Beta. We had Negan, we had the Governor, we had Terminus, those people. I think he's talking about the Governor because the way he kind of phrases this is like, we're talking about one of the great Walking Dead villains of all time. So that being said, I don't think it would be the Whispers because, he's saying one of the great Walking Dead villains of all time. He's kind of speaking of it like we haven't seen them in a while. Like, we just saw the Whispers, right? So I don't think it's going to be them. Negan, yes, it could be Negan, but we are getting a Negan episode in the extra 6 episodes, so I don't think it's going to be him. So the only one I'm kind of thinking of is Terminus is great. I think Terminus, they could play around with Terminus because there is some interesting stuff there, like prequel wise. I do think they're interesting, and they could play around with them in the future, but I think he's referring to the Governor. The reason I'm thinking he's referring to the Governor is because we always hear about the Governor returning. This isn't something they've in the past they've actually talked specifically about the Governor and how they would be interested in bringing the Governor back. Obviously it's referring to like a flashback or something like that. So I think that's what and I'm pretty sure David Morrissey is still pretty active among the Walking Dead community. I think he would be interested in doing so that's why I'm kind of thinking that this greatest villain of all time is the Governor. So with the Governor, I think they could do some really good stuff because, again, first of all, I think the Governor is a great character. David Morrissey is a great actor, so I'm definitely down to see what they would do for him. That being said, they could do it in a couple ways. So remember in the end of season 3 and then the next time we saw him, which was closer to the end of the first half of season 4, there was some time that skipped. A lot of time that skipped, actually. I think it was like pretty close to a year or so, like definitely a couple months. We did get some episodes with him, where he was and what happened when he met Tara and her sister. We did see that kind of stuff. So I don't know if they would want to make the episode or whatever they're working with the Governor in that era, or that timeline I should say, or they would want to do a prequel completely in how he became a Governor. I think a complete prequel to The Governor would be really great because again, we even though there might have been some stuff that we didn't see between season 3 and 4, we got the gist of it, right? Like we got the idea of what was happening there. But I do think if we get like a complete prequel to see how he became the governor, because he was, the governor was a scary guy, and even though, he had this he acted friendly to people, there was something a lot darker there. Like he's a very, very, like, you remember that entire room with all the walker heads? Like there's a lot there they could do with his prequel to see like what got him to that level. So I think, I would love to see some sort of prequel with the governor. You guys let me know, what do you think about that? I mean, it could be Terminus also. I don't think it's going to be Negan or the Whispers because they're relatively new, but I do think it could be Terminus potentially. I just went like an entire spiel about the governor. So I do think it's the governor, but it definitely could be Terminus as well. And it could be both because again, there's Tales of the Walking Dead. We could see both of them in there. But again, this isn't confirmed for Tales of the Walking Dead. That's just my theory because that's a show that they're working on, which focuses on characters in their past. But that being said, I don't know if Tales of the Walking Dead is going to have like a brand new character every single episode, because if that's the case and they would want to do something a little bit longer with the governor, because his prequel, I don't know if they would want to fit it all in one episode. Like he is one of the biggest characters, so who knows, we might even get like a mini series or something like that with the governor. And I think because of AMC Plus, the new streaming service, they could do like a lot of interesting stuff, because not everything they make has to air on AMC at 9 p.m. on Sunday nights, right? Like it doesn't have to do that on every little thing they make. But now they have a streaming service there on AMC Plus, they could create a lot of stuff. Look, they just did this holiday special that was AMC Plus exclusive. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they would want to do like a governor or any character, like they could do like a mini series or whatever on AMC Plus. And I think that's why they are talking a lot about the franchise. And the next thing I want to talk about was another interesting spin-off that they were discussing. The next thing was that Gimple said they're working on a Walking Dead comedy, which I found really interesting. He did make it clear that they're not making fun of the world, but it's just more of a comedic take on the world, which makes me kind of think that it's probably going to have like funny characters and stuff like that, rather than being like a straight satire where they make fun of the actual world and the zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. I think it's going to have like funny characters. So like they don't know for sure if it's going to, like they haven't announced if it's going to be like a series or a mini series or one episode. Like they haven't announced any of that stuff. They're just talking about these projects. So it's hard to tell if this is going to be like this could be like an hour-long special. Who knows? Again, with AMC Plus, they could really do anything because they can just like they can just put it on AMC Plus. It's a streaming service. So it's hard to tell exactly what they're doing, but hey, this sounds interesting to me, like a Walking Dead comedy. I have said in many of my Walking Dead reviews, I do like when there's some comedic moments in the show. It definitely works. Not too much, I do like the show being what it usually is. But whenever there's comedic moments, it's great, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would love to see like a Walking Dead comedy. I don't know what exactly that's going to be. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be involving funny characters, but you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this? So it does look like there's going to be some more spin-offs coming our way. That's what they've been saying, so we know that it's happening, but it's really cool to hear what these spin-offs might entail. And then he did obviously talk a little bit about the Rick Grimes movies. Obviously, people are going to ask him that whenever he has an interview. He basically said the same thing, that the movies take a long time. He did say like it's going to be worth the wait. He did actually say that they've been working on this movie for a long time. Like he said he's been working with Andrew Lincoln on it for like 2 years. And like timeline wise, obviously things got changed because of COVID, but he thought like right now they would be working on the second one, which is kind of crazy to think about. So that does tell us that they're still planning the trilogy. And yeah, I'm sure they're gonna start filming this thing pretty soon. They said that because of COVID, they went back in and, worked on the script a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure that they're ready to start filming. So, hopefully we get some news about that. But it's happening and I'm pretty excited for it. But other than that, that was some of the stuff that we learned during the holiday special. You guys let me know what do you think about all that. Definitely interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions about the governor, or do you think it's going to be a different villain? And in what format do you think we're going to get that story? Is it going to be like one episode, or is it going to be multiple episodes, a miniseries? Let me know what do you think. Let me know what you think about that comedy special. That does sound interesting to me for sure. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, I'm going to be doing a Q&A soon, so if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the community section of my channel. If you guys want more Walking Dead videos, so just be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.